Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play a song called El Paso by Marty Robbins. And we're going to start off with kind of our main verse chorus on a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger on the high E on the second fret, and third finger on the B string third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about kind of lifting off the second finger while you're on D chords in general, and that sounds a D suspended second. Or you could add the pinky in on the high E on the third fret, and kind of make that a D sus. So you may want to think about kind of saying some things on your D chords. And then from the D, we're going to be going to an E minor chord when we play E minor. First finger goes to the A on the second fret, the second finger on the D string second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now on your E minors, you may want to also think about adding in the third finger on the B string third fret, pinky on the high E string third fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor 7 chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we go to an A major chord. When we play A major, first finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and the third finger on the B string on the second fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now while you're on A's in general, you may want to think about lifting off the second finger and making that an A7 chord, or you could readjust your fingers and add the pinky in on the high E third for an A7 chord. Or you may want to think about using something called A7 sus, where you do the first finger on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B string third, and the pinky on the high E string third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A7 sus. So you kind of think about those for different places. And then from the A, we go to a D major chord, and then we do another D. And then at the very end of our last verse chorus, before we go into our bridge part, we end up changing that D into a D7 chord. We play D7. First finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the high E on the second fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D7 chord, and it sounds really, really nasty. Now through the song though, it's what's called kind of a 3/4 feel, and so we're kind of doing 3 on our foot taps, kind of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you may want to kind of work that as kind of a down idea. That can be kind of a cool way to kind of work it through it. And I'm adding a little bit of right hand muting, which can be kind of cool and sneaky actually. So if you're digging on that, you have kind of the D, D, E minor, one of my favorite 3/4 strum patterns though is a down, down, up, down, up. If you kind of dig on that, you can do D with a down, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, or even a down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Kind of feeling that in 3 can be kind of a cool idea too. So we tried that through our verse chorus. We have D, song is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, or the down, up, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. On the A, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the D, you've got the D for the bass. On the D7, you'd have the D for the bass. So we tried that through the verse chorus. You'd have the D, E minor, notes too is to use more of kind of a country bass line. And a lot of times in a country song, what the bass player does is kind of play the root of the chord, which is the name of the chord. So on the D, it's a D note. And then we alternate that with the 5th of the chord. So if you counted that out for D, you'd have D, E, F, G, A would be the 5th. So you could, on the D chord, especially when you've got doubled ones, you could kind of alternate between the D string for your bass and the A for your bass on that chord. So it's a root, down, up, 5th, down, up, down, D string, A string, D string, A string, and then on the E minor you'd have low E to the A string is kind of your root to 5th, and then on the A you'd have the A string to the low E string, root, down, up, 5th, down, up, down. On a D7 you'd have kind of that same scenario, the D to the A, just like the D chord. So we tried it that way. You'd have the D, E minor, A, these ideas and kind of mix them up or find a way that kind of works for you through the song. And then that last time before our verse chorus, kind of on that D chord, you may want to do D twice and then D7 to kind of set yourself up to go into our bridge part. And on our bridge, we go to a G major chord. We play G major. First finger goes to the A on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord that sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E string. And that can kind of facilitate that D to G change actually through the song. And on the G chord, if you're digging on the bass notes, you'd have low E for your bass, if you're just doing just the bass down and down up. Or if you want to work that country feel, you'd have low E for the bass and then D for the bass. So you're going low E for the root, D string for the 5th on the G chord. So we kind of tried it through our bridge part. We could do it with just kind of our downs and our down, down, up, and our down, up variation. You'd have a G, 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 and then kind of our D. Or if you're digging on adding in the basses, you have low E for the bass on the G chord. Or working that country feel. Bass, D, then our D7, and D, G. So you may want to kind of find a way that works for you and then kind of run with it. So G, D7, and then from there, then we'll be going back into our verse chorus form. So we've got a D, minor, our next bridge. So we have our G, But what you may want to do is kind of take all these ideas and kind of find a way that works for you. You know, kind of feel free to mix this lesson up any way you want to. Where you can kind of see what you can kind of say with the song too. Basics of how you get strummed through El Paso by Marty Robbins. Good luck!